you're new to Elementor, this video is for you, and make sure you watch to the end, because in this video I'm going to show you 3 simple ways to design an attractive hero section in Elementor, the one that actually converts a visitor when they land on a website. So if you're new to my channel, I am Faith Amole. I'm a digital marketer and a web designer. I help business owners build professional websites with WordPress, WooCommerce, and Shopify. And on this channel, I teach complete beginners e-commerce, digital marketing, and web design. If these are things you love, consider subscribing to my channel, and let's get right into it. You're going to create a page, and on this channel I've made videos on how beginners can use WordPress. Please make sure you watch that video, and I'll also leave a link to that video in the description of this video. It's a whole playlist you can watch, and also have a video on how to use Elementor. It's another playlist on its own. Please, if you're a beginner, make sure you watch those videos before you come over to this particular video. The first thing we have to do is to create a page. I've actually taught how to create a page in WordPress. We're going to create a page. I'm going to name the page. I'm going to name the page class. So I can say class is the name of the page. Then the next thing I can do is launch an Elementor by clicking on edit with Elementor. It has launched our Elementor editor, and I've also done a video explaining everything on this interface and how to use it to build a website. Please make sure you go back to that video and watch it. So we're going to go straight to designing a hero section. And you know that when you're building a website, the website is made up of the header, the footer, the hero section, and the body of the website. You need to understand these principles or these elements of a website: the header, the footer, the hero, and the body section. And the hero section is where you have to convince people who visit the website that this is what your website does, and give them reason to convert immediately. So to click here, I want to actually create a section. Click on Flexbox. You can decide to choose a 2-column layout, or you can choose a 1-column layout. So what you're building, or the type of hero section you're building, will determine what you will use, right? So let me quickly click on 2 columns. So we want to have a 2-column layout where we can put text on the left hand side, and then we keep image on the right hand side. If you come to my website, for instance, faithamole.com, this is a 2-column layout. You can see that we have text here, you have an image here. So that is exactly what we want to build. We have actually created this. So we're going to start. The first hero section type you can design is having a background color. This is a background color. The second one I'm going to teach you is using background image, and the third one is using background video, right? You can do all of this in Elementor. So we're going to do that right away. So I'm going to click on this section, then give it a padding space. I want to give it space inside. So I want to do this, and I'll unlink this value and give this 50 up. I'm going to do 50 down. So now what do we do? I will click on this section. Remember I said something about style is where you're going to change the color and all of that. So if you look at the background type, you can use classic, which is also a color. You can do gradient, which is also a color. You can add a background video, or you can also add a slideshow, which is adding images. However, or whichever one you want, it is absolutely fine. So I'm going to teach you how to do all of that, but I'm going to start with the first one, which is the background image, which is just 1 color. Classic is 1 color, but gradient is you having 2 color layouts. We're going to come to that. So let's start with the classic. So I'm going to choose a color background here. I want to do something like, I want to choose black color. So then this is it, and I'm going to open ChatGPT so that it can give us content we can put on our website to design our landing page. While that is loading, I can open pexels.com. I want to download images we're going to use. Let me continue. So now we have this. ChatGPT has actually given us a copy we are going to use here. So this is the copy I want to use. I want to copy this, the most trusted dentist in Denmark. So that will be our hero headline. I'm going to drag a heading widget here. So as you can see, my text is colored, and that is why it is not visible, because the background is black. So we're going to change that. But first, let me go to layout and paste my text there. So the headline is there. We'll go to style, and then I want to change the text color here. The text color, I want to change it to white. Can you see? So as soon as that is done, I want to increase this particular font size, right? So I go to typography. So I'm going to choose 50. So I want to make this 50. I'm going to make it bold, and that is it. Then I'm going to choose a line height in em, which is 1.2. So that is that. So I'm going to add another thing. The next thing we can do is to add our paragraph. So we're going to add our paragraph. We'll go back. I will drag what? A text widget here. I'm going to put a text widget here, highlight this and paste what we copied, the copy we have. So we're going to change the color. Go to style, go to text color. We're going to change this, and we are going to go to typography. So I want to choose Roboto Steel, but I want to make it 16. As you can see, our text, there is no space between the lines, so we're going to put line space in there, and then we're going to switch from pixels to em, and I will choose 1.6, right? Can you see the text has a breathing space here? The paragraph here, I don't want this space under here. I put the paragraph to 0. Can you see that that space there has gone out? So we are done with the paragraph. So the next thing there in our copy is book appointment or colors, which is going to be our call to action button. So I'm going to drag a button widget. So this is our button widget. This is the text that is going to show the book appointment. So where is it linking to? You will link it to your website, wherever your meeting booking link, maybe to your Calendly or whatever appointment, or to your WhatsApp, wherever you want to people to land when they click on it. I'm going to go to style. I want to style our button. So we're going to choose our text color to be white. So we're going to choose the text color white. Then the button background. So I'm going to choose the button background to be what? So I'm going to choose something, maybe something yellow like this, since we have a red background. So we're going to choose something like this. So since we have a black background, I can do something like this, or I can choose something like this. This is fine. But our text color, there is no contrast here. I'm going to change it to black, since we are using a light color. There is a principle you need to follow in color. If you're using a light background, use a darker shade on top of it. If you're using a darker shade, use a for background, then use a lighter shade as the text. So that is the principle that guides design. In my next video, I will teach you 7 principles of design you need to master. But our button does not have a breathing space, so we're going to add space in it. I'm going to do 32. I unlink the value. I've thought about this. Please, the top we have 16, right? So I'm going to put 16 top and bottom. So top and bottom, then left and right 32. You can decide whatever you want. I'm going to remove this from your trusted dentist in Denmark. So this is actually this, but then I want to have 2 buttons here. One is either to book an appointment or colors. If I duplicate this button, you will see how it will look like. Let me duplicate this button. I'll click on this and then duplicate the button. Can you see that the button is aligned here? Just because this our container here, the direction is set to vertical. If you choose horizontal, this is how it will look like, which is not good. So it's like this. So what I will do is I'm going to drag a container here and then put this button inside there, right? So I'm going to click on add elements, drag another container here. I'm going to drag a container here. Then inside this container, I will actually drag the button inside this container, drag the second one inside the container, right? Then I want to set this direction of this container, this inner one, to horizontal. Can you see? So now we have this, but I want to make sure one has colors. So we have colors button. So this particular one is colors. I'm going to put colors. Then we want to add an icon library. So you come here. If you want to upload an SVG file, you can upload here, but I don't want to upload. I want to select from icon library. I search call or phone. So this is what I want to select. I want to put it here. This is that you can actually decide to give this button another color. So let me quickly give it another color. I can give this one a white color just to make it look different from the other button. So this is what we have. So but I've not added an image here, so I'm going to add image of a dentist here. Let's go to Pexis and select dentist. So I want to search a dentist, something like this. I think this is fine. So I would like to download this. Let me download this particular one. Let me download this one. Let me see if I can find another better image. Okay, so I can just take your time and look for anyone that is. Let me download this one again. I might need it later. So let's quickly go back to our home. So I want to open this and drag this here. So but then I've not added the image widget, but that's fine. So I've actually put this here. Can you see? So this is how our hero section looks like. So you can click on this image, go to style, increase the opacity, then give it border radius. You can give it 60 orange. Can you see? Right? You can decide to give it 50 orange. So this is how our hero section looks like. Can you see how it looks like now? So for this to be in the middle, you can click on this container, all right, and align everything. Justify this, all the content in this container, this particular left hand side container, justify it to the center. Can you see? This is at the center. So if you look at it here, can you see? This is how our hero section looks like. This is once someone lands here, they will see your trusted dentist in Denmark, and they see this image showing a dentist working on someone's teeth. Book an appointment, call us today, and they can actually get. I've finished the desktop version of this hero section, right? So the next thing I would need to do is to optimize it for tablet version. I want to make sure that this particular hero section is mobile responsive, tablet responsive, and also desktop responsive. This is how it looks like on desktop. It is looking good. So we can actually switch to mobile to see how it looks like. It's looking good, right? So this is how it is on mobile, right? If it is not looking good, you can just reduce this, right? What you can do is just to come here. We've already reduced it to 30. If it is not looking good, you do that. So that is that on the first way to design a hero section in Elementor that actually converts. I want to duplicate this hero section. I want to show you how to use gradient color background, right? So I'm going to duplicate this. I right click on duplicate. So as soon as I do that, you can see that we have two hero sections here. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to click on this container. So I go to style. Under style, I'll go under background type. So we used classic. Classic is just this one color here, which we changed here. You can also convert this to a hero background image. We're coming to that. I'm going over to gradient. Gradient simply means you're choosing two colors. What I'm going to do now is, this is the first color we're going to choose. I want to make this blue. So I want to keep this one, okay, pink. This is fine. So now when you do that, you scroll down a little. So this is the location you want to put, the location where you want the first color to be, which is the blue color. So I'm going to use the slider. You can see the more you slide it, the more the blue color goes down. So I want to keep it 50 or 40. So let's keep it at 40. Then the location of the second color is 100 here. If you slide it, you can see it can go above. Can you see? So let's keep it at 100. You want to choose the orientation of this color here. If you look at here now, I have this as linear. If I choose radial, the blue color will be at the center. So that is what it means. Then you can choose the position where you want it to be. You want it to be at the left hand side. Do you want it to be center right? That's going to the right. So do you want bottom? Do you want, so anyhow you want it to be, this is where you set it. So I'm going to leave it at linear. Then I'm going to do something. As soon as I choose linear, I can slide this. I want it to be like this. So I want to have it this way. Then I'm going to slide this one little. I'm going to slide it backward a little. I think I love something like this. Then this particular one, I like something like this. So I'll just leave it this way. So this is absolutely fine. So you have one color background, you have two color background, and that is the gradient. We are done with the first aspect of creating a hero section. So I'm going to show you the second way to create a hero section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on another container. I'm going to add a new container. We're going to choose flexbox, right? So under flexbox, the other one I chose two layer or two column structure. This time around I'm going to choose just one column structure. So as soon as I do that, I tap on the container, go to advanced. I want to give it spacing. So I want to add 50. I want to unlink the values. Remember, to unlink this value, if you want to give individual values to these numbers here, just unlink it. As soon as you unlink it, I can do right. I want to give right 10, then left 10. Top and bottom can have 50. That's fine. So what are we going to do now? We are going to add a background image, right? So what I will do is I tap on this container again. I go to style. All right, under style, I'm going to choose classic again, but this time around I'm not going to choose a classic color like we did earlier. I'm going to click on image. So as soon as I choose image, I select any image of my choice. So when you do this, right, you can also add color here before adding an image. So I want to add color. It's also okay. Then when you select this color, there's something you need to do here. Come here and select full. You want the image to be a full resolution. Then you want the, where do you want the position to be? We'll choose center. If you don't want center, you can choose otherwise. Attachment, you can decide to do scroll. If you do scroll, that means this will scroll. But if you choose fixed, it simply means that the image will be fixed one place while you scroll down. Can you see? That is what it means. So I'm going to go over to scroll or default. Then you click on repeat and you select no repeat, right? So you want to choose the size of this background image. I want to choose cover. I want the image to cover the entire space. But if you look at this place, you see that our container is small, and that is why we can't see the full image. Just click on the container. Let's go to layout. Under layout, we're going to choose the minimum height. So the size of this container when it is opened on the desktop like this. So I'm going to choose, tap on this value here. Instead of pixels, we're going into view port height, right? So this is the view port height. That is the size of your screen when you open it. So want to slide here, you can just enter a value 70, or you can slide it to choose what you want. So I always love 70 because it's almost the size of a screen. You can choose something like this. Then if we want to add a title here, so I'm going to do something here. Let me quickly copy this particular title. I'm going to copy it. Let me copy the title from here. I copy it. I'm going to paste the title here. Can you see that you cannot differentiate the text from the image? So there's something we want to do here. We want to add an overlay color that will make this text visible. So what do? You click on the background image container, that is the container here. Go to style. So under style, we are going to scroll down. So this is background overlay. We're going to add an overlay. To add an overlay, you click on background type. So what type of background overlay do you want to add? We want to add a color, right? You can add an image, but I'm going to add a color only. So I will pick up here and select a black color. Can you see that a black color has been added on top of the image? But that is not all. So the next thing we can do is to set the opacity. Opacity means how light or dark that color we added should be. So just slide it. As you are sliding it, can you see that the color is adding up? If you do it this way, if you reach one, you can't see the image again. So you have to just slide it a little. This is creating contrast. That is what it means in design. You want to create contrast. You want to make the text on top of this image readable for anybody that visits your website. This is okay for us. Then if you look at this, text is not aligned to the center. What am I going to do? I'll click on the text, click on style, then align it to the center. That is fine, but it is situated at the top of this particular container. At the top, I don't like it. I want it to be in the middle. Look at so much space at the bottom. What do? You click on the container. So we're going to click on the container, go to layout. Anytime you want to adjust anything on the container, you can use the layout here. So as you can see, direction is pointing down. Then we want to justify content. The content in this particular container, this is where you can do it. It is now at the start. You can do middle. This is middle. This is down. If you do it this way, it goes down. Then you can do space between. That is, if you have another item here, an item here, you want the space to be even, you can do that. If you want to allow space around it, that means here there will be space here, there will be space here. I want it to be in the center, right? So I just keep it at the center. This is what I want. So I can copy this particular one too. Let me copy the text here. If you want to copy only the text, you can do that. But if you click here, it means that you're copying this entire text. You don't need to start all over to drag a text widget. So this is one of the ways to speed up your Elementor web design. So this is also at the left hand side. It's not looking nice. What do? I go over to style, go to center and put it. So what will happen is I'm going to drag another container here. Let me drag a container and put here, right? So as soon as I do that, I want to copy this button. I'll copy this button, copy the button, paste it into this container here. Okay, let me copy this as well. Copy. I will paste it inside the container, right? If you look at it, the container has, let's go to layout. You can see that this container has a vertical direction. This is it. It's pointing downward. That is why this one is on top of this one and this one is below this one. So we want to do a row horizontal alignment. I want the direction to be horizontal, meaning it's going to be sideways like this. Whatever I add here now will be like this. It will not be up to down. It will be side from left to right. So, but then this container is too big. So I'm going to click on the container, go to layout. Under layout, I want to reduce the width. I want the width to be 50. 50 is half. But then the container is at the left hand side. I want it to be in the middle, just like all these things I've done here. This is alignment. Alignment is very important in design. Can you see? Then inside this container, our buttons are at the left hand side. I want all of them to be in the middle. So I will do what? Click on this container again. Click on this container and go to justify content. I want the content to be in the middle. Can you see? So whatever you click here, there is always something you can adjust at the left hand side. So the container, we gave it a horizontal direction. We gave the content inside it, all the elements inside this container, we gave them what? A horizontal direction. But this major container, the section container, all the elements in it, we gave them a vertical direction. You see the difference? So that is that. Then the content inside, we kept them at the middle. If you want to keep them at the end, you can do like this. They go to the end. Then if you do like this, there will be a space in between. Can you see? There's a space between here. Then if you want to keep a space around them, that means the space will be here, the space will be here, and they will come together. But I want to make them to be in the center. If you want to reduce the space between these two buttons. So what do? You can do that here. That is the gap. Use the gap feature. If I keep gap to 0, can you see there is no more space there? But if I give it 30, see the space. This is 300, this is 30, this is absolutely fine. Can you see that we have actually done our background image? This is using a background image. So I'm going to publish this. If I publish it, it has gone live. We have one color background, gradient background, and this is what an image background. I'm going to create another container. So what I will do now is I will duplicate this container. We want to create a slide show. So we want to create another background where there will be slide images. So I'm going to click on this container. So we'll go to style. This time around, we are not choosing gradient, we are not choosing video, we are choosing slideshow. So I'm going to click on slideshow. As soon as that is done, you click on this particular add images here. So we want to add images here. I'm going to add this. You can add as many images as you want. So I'm going to add this one too. Let's add these three images. Insert gallery. As you can see, we've added these images here, and you can see that the images are moving, right? The reason is that we set the infinite loop. If you toggle this off, the images will not move again. They will not move again, but we want it to move. We want them to move. So what's the duration? 5,000. That is fine. Then how do you want the transition to occur? Do you want it to fade? Do you want it to slide right? So if you want it to slide right, meaning that the images will be moving from right. Can you see? Can you see now? Then if I choose slide left, the images will be sliding from the left hand side. So let's watch it. Can you see? Then if I choose up, slide up, it means that the images will move from down to up. Let's see how it goes. Can you see? Then if you choose slide down, it will move from up to down, right? So that is what this means. And then this is the transition duration, is 500 milliseconds. So that is the transition in minutes. If you want it to move faster, you can reduce it to move faster. You can say 50 minutes. It will be moving so fast. So if I want to leave it at this 500, then we want to choose the background size. Do you want cover or do you want content? Let's go for cover. You will see how if you go for content, you will not like it. Look at how it will look like. I don't like it this way. Then you can choose background position. Can you see? I don't like that content. Cover is always better. Just choose cover. Then center, right? Then do you want Kenbon's effect? There is something called Kenbon's effect. If you choose Kenbon's effect, it simply means that the image will be fading slowly. Can you see? It is moving slowly. It will slide and move slowly. If you choose in or out, it will also be moving. So these are background or hero section types you can create to make your design attractive. So I can switch off this canvas. If you want it, you can go for it. So this is basically what we have achieved. So I'm going to do the last one, which is background video. So I'm going to duplicate this one. I don't want to create from scratch. So this time around, I'm going to click on this container. When I click on the container, I go to style. So I'm going to style. This time around, I'm not choosing the background color. I'm not choosing slideshow. I'm going for what? Video. So we want to embed a video here. And when we embed this video, the video will be showing. So I'll go to YouTube. So let's go to YouTube and copy a video link there. So I'm going to click on youtube.com. So I'm going to open this one in a new tab. So let me open this video in a new tab. Then I copy the link. So I copy this link. Let's say you have your own video you can upload on YouTube. So you can also do something here. This is our YouTube video link, right? I'm going to paste it here. So I've pasted that link here. It will also show here right away. It's loading. Can you see that video? Can you see that video playing in the background? So you can decide to set the minutes where you want the video to start from. I can do 10. So from 10 minutes it will start, or you can just select from 0. So this is the background. So the end time, I want it to start here and end at 70 minutes. So however you want to. So if you want it to play on mobile phone, you switch it on. If you want to add privacy mode, you do all of this. But I don't want to do all those ones, just some play once. No, it should be playing always. So if you want a playback image where it can fall back to, add an image here. But this is absolutely fine. So let's see how this looks like. So I'm going to increase the viewport height of this. Click on this section. Let's go to layout. The viewport height is this. I want to add more. All right, so this is how it looks like. So let's see what our homepage looks like. Can you see? So this is the third one, which is the background image. This way you can always create any hero section of your choice, right? So we talked about, from here we talked about, having double column, image here, image here. You can also switch. I can have something like this container. I want to have image first here. Let me click on this container. I go to advanced order. I want to make this image to be here. That is to click on start. Can you see the image will be here? Why this one is here? So this is, we have center alignment, we have left and right alignment. So we have center and center here. So we now have a video background playing in the background. Let me publish this and let's view or preview it live. Let's see how it looks like. This is the first hero section we designed. This is the second hero section. This is the one that has video. Can you see? So once someone lands on your website, this is how it will be playing in the background. This is fantastic. So now that we have designed all our hero sections, we want to see how they look like on tablet and on mobile devices. I have done all of this, so I'm going to switch to tablet. Let's see how they look. Though they are going to look fine because I had earlier redesigned it from scratch. That's one thing about speeding up your Elementor design. Anything you do initially, if you copy and paste that section, those things you did earlier will be retained there. So that's one of the productivity strategy I use in building Elementor websites faster. I just create the section once, copy it over and over again. I don't have to start optimizing the second time. Let me adjust this container here. I'm going to go to layout. So instead of giving it 50, I want to give it, switch to percent. So I want to stretch it. I want to make it either 80 on desktop. So this is it. So I can copy this style I did here, copy, come to this container, paste it here, paste style rather. You understand? So I'm going to teach you productivity strategies you can use to speed up your design. Can you see? I just copied it. No need of designing it from scratch. Just quickly do that and you are good to go. Can you see? So I've done that. Then it is looking good on tablet. So let me go over to mobile. Let's see how it looks like on mobile. This is looking good on mobile as well. Everything is looking fine here. It's looking fine here. So that is the advantage of building a section first, optimize it both tablet, mobile and desktop, then copy that section to redesign. Whatever section you redesign or you design, you won't be able to optimize again because you have done it initially. Can you see that I've been able to save more time? This particular text is leaning on this image. I just click on this container, go to advanced, then I'm going to give it a margin. Margin is the space outside, so I'm going to give it margin of 20. There is space here now. Let's see how it looks like. Can you see? This is beautiful, and that is that for our hero section design. If you're new to Elementor, I have a dedicated playlist here where you can learn Elementor in full details, how to build Elementor websites as a beginner. I have a dedicated playlist, WordPress for beginners. Please Go to the description of this video so that you'll be able to watch them there. I will link those videos in the description of this video. And if you have any question, don't forget to ask me. I will be in the comment section to answer you. See you in my next video.